This just dropped, and I promise, it's something no Vikings fan can afford to miss. For names, for breakout stars, and one major reason why 2025 could be the year everything changes for Minnesota. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications right now. This is Minnesota Vikings News, where we don't just report, we reveal what no one else is talking about. And what we're about to uncover could shape the future of this franchise. Next minute, plus tension. All eyes are on J.J. McCarthy, and rightfully so. The rookie quarterback is under the spotlight, the media is watching, and the fans are holding their breath. But while everyone is focused on the quarterback position, something else is happening quietly under the surface. Behind the headlines, 4 players on this roster are making waves in ways the national media isn't reporting. They're faster, stronger, smarter, and hungrier than ever. And if just 1 or 2 of them hit their ceiling this season, the Vikings aren't just contenders, they're dangerous. I'm talking about players you've probably heard of, but maybe didn't realize just how much they've changed over this offseason. Guys who've packed on muscle, leveled up their football IQ, and are already turning heads in minicamp and behind closed doors. This isn't hype. It's what's really happening in Eagan, and it could be the key to unlocking a playoff run, even with a rookie QB at the helm. Final minute setup for the rest of the video plus CTA. In this video, we're going to break down exactly who these 4 breakout candidates are, what's changed in their game, and why they might shock the league in 2025. You'll get exclusive context, real stats, insider reports, and a crystal clear picture of what's coming. Not speculation, not clickbait, just the raw, unfiltered truth. So again, pause for 2 seconds and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on all notifications so you're first in line for every future update, every roster bombshell, every bold prediction that comes true. Because when the rest of the NFL finally wakes up to what's happening in Minnesota, you'll already know. You were here early. You saw it coming. Now let's get into the 4 breakout stars who could change everything. Let's start with a name that might sound familiar, but the new version of him? Almost unrecognizable and in the best way possible. Jalen Nailor, a 6th-round pick who quietly sat in the shadows behind Jefferson and Addison. Nailor wasn't exactly a household name, but that might be about to change. When he showed up to OTA workouts this year, something was different. He wasn't just faster, he was bigger. Lean muscle, core strength, frame control. He looked like a guy who didn't come to compete for WR4. He came to take over WR3, and maybe even WR2 if Addison's projected suspension becomes reality. And the coaches noticed. He's no longer just a downfield speed threat. He's fighting through press coverage. He's cutting cleaner in the middle of the field. And with a young quarterback like J.J. McCarthy, a QB who needs a trustworthy, route-precise target on crucial downs, Nailor could be the security blanket nobody saw coming. If he gets hot early, don't be surprised if the Vikings' offense looks even better than last year, and that's without even talking about Jefferson's return to dominance. But speaking of dominance, let's talk Dallas Turner. Every team dreams of finding their version of Micah Parsons. A pass-rushing nightmare with the speed of a DB, the bend of a gymnast, and the strength of a powerlifter. Minnesota might have that or something close in Dallas Turner. When the Vikings selected him, he was a raw but explosive talent out of Alabama. Just 21 years old, still growing into his NFL body. Fast forward to now, he's bulked up. He's added functional strength. But here's the key, he didn't lose a single ounce of speed. What does that mean? It means Turner can now line up on the edge, take on guards inside, drop into coverage, and still wreck plays from multiple angles. And with Brian Flores orchestrating chaos with his aggressive defensive fronts, Dallas Turner is about to become a central figure in that disruption. And here's the wild part. The Vikings might not even need to unleash him every down. With guys like Jonathan Greenid and Andrew Van Ginkel already drawing protection, Turner might feast on favorable matchups. This could be the season where his name starts being mentioned in every Defensive Rookie of the Year discussion. He has the traits, he has the coaching, and now he has the opportunity. But let's shift gears to someone you probably haven't thought much about. Levi Drake Rodriguez. 7th-round pick. Practice squad vibes. Right? Wrong. This guy is quietly becoming the heartbeat of the underdog story brewing inside the Vikings D-line room. Levi has been working in silence, but the results are screaming loud. His high motor is relentless. Coaches say his engine never cools down, and he's added serious mass to his lower body, giving him leverage strength that makes him a nightmare to block on early downs. He's still fighting for a roster spot, that's true, but insiders have hinted he's flashing in drills, pushing veterans, and making it very hard for coaches to leave him off the 53-man list. If he makes it, he's not just there to fill space. He's there to rotate in and make plays. The kind that turn games late in the fourth quarter when fresh legs can become the difference between a win and a loss. But now we arrive at maybe the most intriguing name on this list. Isaiah Rodgers. Let's rewind. Rodgers was suspended for a year by the NFL for gambling violations. That kind of story usually spells the end. But not for this guy. The Vikings took a chance. Flores saw something. And what we're hearing out of camp now. Rodgers might be the piece that unlocks the entire secondary. He's fast. Underrated fast. For .28 speed fast. And he's patient, disciplined, and experienced. Everything Flores loves in a press man outside corner. His body type, 5 feet 10 inches 175. May say slot, but his play style screams outside lockdown. If he shines in training camp, Rodgers doesn't just make the team, he might end up starting. And in a division loaded with receivers like Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Moore, and Christian Watson, having a sticky, fearless corner with something to prove might be the hidden X factor this defense needs. Now, when you take these 4 players, Naylor, Turner, Rodriguez, and Rodgers, and plug them into a roster already stacked with elite talent at the top, you start to see why the Vikings could shock the NFL. These aren't just backups or filler names. They're rising threats. And in a season where expectations are lower, where the media is focused on rookies like Caleb Williams or teams like Detroit, that's exactly when franchises like the Vikings strike hardest. So don't be surprised if one or more of these names become household names by mid-season. The breakout is coming. The only question is, will you be watching or hearing out of camp now? Rodgers might be the piece that unlocks the entire secondary. He's fast. Underrated fast. For .28 speed fast. And he's patient, disciplined, and experienced. Everything Flores loves in a press man outside corner. His body type, 5 feet 10 inches 175. May say slot, but his play style screams outside lockdown. If he shines in training camp, Rodgers doesn't just make the team, he might end up starting. And in a division loaded with receivers like Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Moore, and Christian Watson, having a sticky, fearless corner with something to prove might be the hidden X factor this defense needs. Now, when you take these 4 players, Naylor, Turner, Rodriguez, and Rodgers, and plug them into a roster already stacked with elite talent at the top, you start to see why the Vikings could shock the NFL. These aren't just backups or filler names. They're rising threats. And in a season where expectations are lower, where the media is focused on rookies like Caleb Williams or teams like Detroit, that's exactly when franchises like the Vikings strike hardest. So don't be surprised if one or more of these names become household names by mid-season. The breakout is coming. The only question is, will you be watching when it happens? So there it is. 4 hidden dynamites: Jalen Naylor, Dallas Turner, Levi Drake Rodriguez, and Isaiah Rodgers, each poised to flip the 2025 script from rebuild to dark horse contender. If even one of them explodes, Minnesota's ceiling shoots through the U.S. Bank Stadium roof. Now I want to hear your call. Which breakout candidate will light the fuse first, and why? Could Naylor become McCarthy's safety blanket? Does Turner terrorize NFC North quarterbacks? Does Rodriguez claw onto the 53 and shock everyone? Or will Rodgers lock down CB2 and silence the division's top receivers? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. I'm pinning the boldest, smartest takes at the top of the thread. And if you want front row seats to every camp whisper, roster bombshell, and stat pack deep dive we drop next, slam that subscribe button and turn on all notifications this second. Miss an alert here, and you'll be hearing Vikings news from someone else. Can't let that happen. This is Minnesota Vikings news, where the real fans stay one step ahead. Skol, and I'll see you in the next video.